Good morning, everybody. I'm so happy to be able to send you a little video. I'm sad that we can't be at school, but I'm hoping that we'll do a few days on video and then we'll be back again in a couple of weeks. I wanted to stay as close as I could to our calendar that we have already planned out so that when we go back to school, we can start off where we were on the calendar. So this week we were going to talk about the letter C. We were going to talk about the number 2 and about fall. So those are sort of the things that we're going to talk about and activities that we're going to do. But first I wanted to do a calendar because this is something we do every day in our classroom and you guys know this. So I'm going to take a look right here and I'm going to point my finger right up here. This is my calendar I made for my house and I'm going to ask, what month is it? Who knows what month it is? If you said October, you would be right. Because remember we said goodbye September, hello October. October begins with the letter O. All right, let's count how many days we've had so far in October. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Today is going to be 7. Let's take a look at our pictures and see if we can figure out what the pattern is on the calendar. We have pumpkin, acorn, pumpkin, acorn, pumpkin, acorn. Did you say pumpkin? You would be right. Let's take a look. I have, what did I do with the calendar piece? Here it is. And it is a 7 and it is a pumpkin. And we're going to put that one up there. All right. And we're going to put a pointer on today and go up, up. And I'm going to ask, what day is it? Take a look at that. Can you see from there what letter that starts with? It's a W. Did you say Wednesday? If you did, you would be right. Today is Wednesday. Remember, if you sign Wednesday, it's like this. It's 3 letters. It looks like a W, and it goes in a circle. There you go. All right, we are going to talk about the letter, do you see that? The letter C. And we have a capital C and a lowercase c on here, and it makes the k, k sound. Like in this picture of a cat. Can you say cat? That's right. If you notice, the capital and the lowercase c look almost exactly the same, except for one is bigger and one is smaller. Let's think about some words that begin with the letter C. I have some good ones. Oh, here's a good one I know you guys are going to like. Do you know what that is? Candy. Candy begins with the letter C. Here's another one. Car. Car begins with the letter C. You guys know what that is? That's a cactus. A cactus begins with the letter C. Here's this one. Cat. Cat begins with the letter C, just like on our letter C poster. Do you know what this one is? An animal you find in the desert? That one's called a camel. Camel begins with the letter C. Here's a cake. Cake begins with the letter C. Oh, we know this one. Cow. Cow begins with the letter C. This is what you see when you go shopping. It's called a cart. Cart begins with the letter C. Ooh, we have candle begins with the letter C. Corn begins with the letter C. Ooh, do you know what that one is? Don't say bug because that's a b sound. That's a B. This is a caterpillar. The word caterpillar begins with C. And this one, my favorite, cookie. Cookie begins with the letter C. see if you can go around your house and find some letter C words. You can do it with maybe a grown-up at your house or a brother or sister, and see if you can just go around and see what you can find. It's kind of like your own search and find. So I'm going to come back a little later and we're going to read a letter C book. We're going to do an art project that starts with the letter C, and we're going to do a little math project. I'm going to send these little videos, not all together, but one at a time. So if you have just a little bit of time to look at the video that we're doing for school, then you can do it in little pieces. And if you want to watch them all at once and do them at once, you can do them too. So anyway, you guys will come back with me later and we'll do a book, art, and some math today. Bye. Okay, everyone, I was going to read you this book. It's called Corduroy, and it starts with the letter C. And this was my oldest son's, one of his favorite books when he was in preschool. So I thought I would share this one with you today. All right, we'll go take a look. Okay, everyone, here's our book. It's called Corduroy by Don Freeman. Corduroy was a bear who once lived in a toy department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with all of the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home. The store was always filled with shoppers buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls. Then one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look, there's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much already. Besides, he doesn't look new. He lost his button to one of his shoulder straps." Oh no, see, he's missing a button right there. Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. "I didn't know I'd lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight I'll go and see if I can find it." Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he had stepped onto an escalator, and up he went. Oh no, that probably scared him. Could this be a mountain, he wondered? I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there before his eyes was a most amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. "This must be a palace," Corduroy gasped. "I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace." Do you think that's really a palace? I think it's just the furniture part of the store. How about you? He wandered around admiring the furniture. "This must be a bed," he said. "I've always wanted to sleep in a bed." And up he crawled onto a large, thick mattress. All at once he saw something small and round. "Why, here's my button," he cried, and he tried to pick it up, but like all of the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. Look at him trying to pull those buttons off the mattress. He yanked and he pulled with both paws until pop! Off came the button, and off the mattress Corduroy toppled, bang, into a tall floor lamp. Over it fell with a crash. Uh-oh, look at poor Corduroy. Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. The night watchman was going his rounds on the floor above. When he heard the crash, he came dashing down the escalator. "Now, who in the world did that?" he exclaimed. "Somebody must be hiding around here." He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all. And there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the covers. See, little Corduroy ears. "Hello," he said. "How did you get up here?" The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him on the shelf in the toy department with the other animals and dolls. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning, and they're looking at him with a wide, warm smile.
was the same little girl he'd seen only the day before. "I'm Lisa," she said, "and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted what I've saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home." Oh, she used her own money to get that corduroy bear. "Shall I put him in a box for you?" the saleslady asked. "Oh, no, thank you," Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight to her own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like that enormous palace in the department store. "This must be home," he said. "I know I've always wanted a home." Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. "I like you the way you are," she said, "but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened." Probably she's right. "You must be a friend," said Corduroy. "I've always wanted a friend." "Me too," said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. The end. I'm so happy that Corduroy found a friend and a home. So come on back. We're going to have a video doing an art project and doing a little math project. Come on back.